My goodness, what a crazy past 2 years it's been, right? I actually messaged my integrator yesterday and I said, I swear it has been the hardest year in business between moving cities about a year ago, launching a new website and shop, having a baby, taking maternity leave, renovating all the content inside my core program, Copywriting for Creatives. I'm tired, but I was able to make some huge strides and mark progress on the goals that I achieved by and large thanks to this tool that I absolutely love called Powersheets. It is my goal setting, goal planner tool of choice, and I just got my 2020 pack in, so by the end of this video, you will definitely know if this is something that you want to use or not, and you'll know a little bit better how to use it if you have a business as well. Like any planning tool or planner, my best advice is take what you like, use what you like in it, and don't worry about what you don't. There's no rule that says you have to fill in every page of every planner or whatever that you get. So I'm going to show you, like I said, how I make this work for me because some pages I don't use at all. I've been using Powersheets since 2015. I actually got them and wrote inside them that I wanted to consider starting my own business. I worked in corporate marketing when I got my first set. So truly my business has grown up, if you will, on Powersheets. That said, I've had to fandangle them and make some DIY switch ups to make it work for business planning too. But there is a big reason that I don't like to have a separate business planner or anything. I absolutely use digital tools and spreadsheets and Asana. I'm going to tell you about that. But I kind of hate the term work-life balance because I am one person. I have all these thoughts and dreams and ideas in my one head. I don't, like put my business head on to start my work day. So I want a planner where I can kind of tackle all of those different things and see how they'll fit into my life all in tandem together. As I'm talking about these, make sure you look down below or head to ashlynwrites.com/powersheets because I have a giveaway of a set of these for someone special, so find details there. All right, and if you're with me and you want to inch closer to that person that you want to be when you're 80 years old looking back on your life, then click that like button. And while you're down there, if you haven't subscribed yet and joined the family, what are you waiting for? Do that. That's going to tell the algorithm you like these videos too. We know how they work at this point, so that'll help me as well. With that, let's turn the camera around so you can get my honest review and hear 3 tips on how I plan on using my 2022 set of Powersheets to plan both my life and my business. All right, here's the new box that they came in. Just for reference, this is last year's, so you can kind of see what they look like, but let's open and see what's inside. Oh yeah, I didn't mention they are 10 years old, so that's cute. Inspo guide, this I have seen, I have not used one, so I'm excited to try that. It's a bookmark. I typically just fold back my planner, and it sometimes can mess with the coil, so I'm excited about that. Sticker book, I use these like crazy, that's awesome. And a journal. All right, so here we are. This is what they look like. The neutral color is new for this year. I am super pumped. If you watched my video last year, I complained about the bright colors. That's just not really my aesthetic, so I'm pumped about that. Cool. All fresh and shiny. It looks like pages are similar to last year. I'm sure they've made some changes yet. Oh yeah, these look super different. That's awesome. Okay, I'll show some more as this video goes on. All right, we've unboxed them a little bit. The first tip I have for you in making them work for both your life and your business is to use the first part of the book called the prep work, because the science behind handwriting is so very important, and Powersheets or any kind of goal planning tool that's going to take you analog, that gets you off your screen. There is a great article, I'll link it down below, by Masterclass. In there they outline multiple reasons why taking note by hand is a lot more powerful than just typing. You're gonna minimize distractions. Heck yes, you don't have a million tabs up open in front of you while you're writing. Number 2, it boosts the learning process. A researcher at University of California showed how they help with both memory and recall. And writing by hand is gonna help you if you're a visual learner like me, a lot of creatives are. And bonus, it's fun because you get to use different colors and different pens. I'm gonna show you about that too. So the first thing I'm gonna do when I get a new set of Powersheets is break it in and do the inventory at that front of the book. There's a refresh for the start of every quarter as well. And if you watched my video last week where I talk about my full focus planner, you'll hear a little bit more why I have gotten so passionate about just planning in 90-day chunks at a time. Let's turn the camera around so I can show you what the goals section looks like and how many goals I plan for life versus business. But before I do that, comment below and tell me, are you allergic to goal setting, or do you actually kind of like it and nerd out on it? I used to hate it and I've grown to love it. All right, let me show you the beginning of the book. Like I said earlier, the best tip I have, yay, more stickers, is use what you like, don't do what doesn't work for you. I personally really like this pre-work at the beginning. There's a lot of it. They do a class, like it's called Cultivate Your Year Live, where you can join online with people and walk through. I think Laura Casey teaches that every year. That's fun. I did it in person one year. Was a table leader. It was fun, but I also in the past have historically just poured a glass of wine after the kids go down, cozied up by the Christmas tree, and enjoyed a night to do a few pages. Maybe it usually takes me 2 or 3 nights to do all of these pages, but that is all the pre-work. Again, like I said at the beginning, take what you like, leave what doesn't. So if this stuff doesn't look appealing to you, you just want to plan goals, you do you, but personally, I think it is worth the time going through these pages. Okay, obviously in that section there wasn't anything saying like what was your most profitable funnel, or where did your best leads come from, what business systems and workflows are clogging everything up. So over the years I have collected some business questions that I ask myself at the end of every year, and I kind of refresh them every quarter. Some of you asked in last week's video if I could put a tool like that inside the copy bar shop, so voila, I have the Business Basics wildcard collection pack that I'm calling it for lack of a better word. I'll show you later on. Powersheets do have some great wildcard templates you can buy from their shop. I've used them before. I love them. I just have needed ones that are a little bit more business minded, so you'll find those there. Here's my set from this year. I do a lot of taping inside my Powersheets, so yay washi tape. One more pro tip for the entrepreneurs and business owners watching this: if you're planning on using Powersheets, I, after doing this however many times, would recommend having your financial projections and goals with you as you're sitting down to do this inventory for the new year. I've created videos about that and the tools that I use to run the finance side of my business. That is definitely rarely analog. That's all in spreadsheets, so I'll link some tools on that below. All right, tip number 2 for using these for your business. So you've done the inventory, you've done all the prep work. Next tip is do sketch out your business goals on paper, and I'm going to show you the formula that I write them in. You can always transfer to your Asana or your Trello later, but again, we talked about how important writing is. I mentioned I'm doing 90 days at a time, so now that I have all this big vision cast for where I want to take things in both my life and my business, now I'm going to sit down and say, what could actually get done in the next 90 days? So turning to the goals section, I'll flip it around in just a sec, but I set 6 goals for my personal life, and I'm going to set about 4 to 5 goals per quarter for my business. The 6 categories that I set, 1 goal each in, are spiritual, wellness, marital, family or parenting, financial, and then a leisure goal. Maybe it's focused on reading or taking classes for fun, etc. Those goals, while I will refresh them every quarter, they kind of stay the same for the whole year because they're more habit building goals, but it's those business goals, again, about 4 to 5 that are changing constantly. I do not set one set of business goals for the whole year because so much changes. I don't think anything that I've ever set in January has stayed the same by December. The formula here, and I'll give you some examples over the side of business goals I've had in the past. The first part of the goal, and I do like the SMART goals thing, but I always do a good, better, and a best metric for every single goal. Right, next is the goal setting section in here. I'll flip through some of these pages. It's probably more helpful to see it filled out. I just want you to be able to truly see what's inside. So each goal page looks like this. I pulled out my last year's so you can see it's helpful for me. They give you room for 8 goals. Like I said, I'm going to set 6 goals for personal. This was a chunk. 6 goals. Let me tell you, these definitely bled into the next quarter, but I mark all of my business goals in a certain color, and the other ones, these again will stay similar-ish throughout the year. And then I wanted you to see what a page could look like broken out. So this was my financial goal for the year, and I like to backtrack, think where do I want to be in 10 years, 5, 1 year, halfway through the year, so on and so forth. So this is what my goal pages look like filled out. You have all the room to do that in your 2022 book as well. After these are set, I'll relay them over to Rachel, the integrator in my business, and she folds them into our Asana. Tip number 3 is let your goal planner sit with you at your workstation. There's a quote I'll put up from the screen from the book, The Organized Mind. Essentially, we know that things that take up space in our brains too. That's why sometimes you get a little stressed when everything is so cluttered. If you're like me, you might think better when things are organized because physical things do impact our minds. For me, if things are out of sight, they're out of mind. And if I just kept my business goals in Asana or wherever, I wouldn't be able to justify why I'm working on certain little tasks during the day. But if I have my goal planner right next to me at my desk, which I do all the time, and my full focus planner, I can see this is the trajectory I'm going on. This is what I need to focus on this month. Again, I'll flip the camera around and show you what that looks like. All right, a monthly section is gonna look like this. Like I told you, make it work for you. I actually leave all of these pages blank, and I really go ahead and start filling out this page. This is, again, a pull from this past year. Page all worked up. I can show you some other ones. They get pretty banged up for me, so I will scribble and scrabble all over them. But again, I keep this beside me all throughout the week. And finally, tip number 4, like I told you, make sure that you're refreshing your goals every single quarter. I have a weekly review page and a monthly review page. These are just little PDFs that I print out. I am such a nerd, I know, but I'll put them in the shop just in case other nerds want them. But sitting down and hitting refresh every single week thinking, what in the world just happened that week? How did I dent my goals? How did I inch towards them? I make very small progress, but that's still progress. These monthly and weekly check-ins are incredibly important for me. I told you this was an honest review, so I'm just gonna tell you one thing that Powersheets is not gonna help you do is function essentially as a task manager or help you create a work back schedule. So you are gonna have to do some legwork and figuring out or learning skills to be able to see, okay, here's the goal, what little steps do I need to do to make this happen? Powersheets can get you started thinking like that, but I have found, at least for the business, there are so many steps that can go into getting a project up the ground and launched and out. So you're gonna have to break that down more in a tool like Asana, a tool where you can go in and check these off and assign it to different people, etc. Okay, and that's it. My Powersheets plus my full focus planner sit beside me on my desk. They also go everywhere with me when I travel. If you're sold and want a little bit more information, you want to get your hands on some, again, look down below or enter that giveaway at ashlynwrites.com/powersheets. If you found this helpful, click that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And once you have your creative small businesses goals set for 2022, you're probably gonna need some sort of daily task system besides you. So again, I'm gonna show you how I use the full focus planner alongside my Powersheets. Once you have your goals all set up and planned for the new year, if you want a little peek inside how you may wanna organize and set up the time in your days, be sure to watch the next video I have for you. It's all about a day in the life of a copywriter. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.